populations about the important role of parenting and about the projects that are out there is really fantastic. So one of my degrees is actually in library science. I'm actually trained as a children's librarian, so I thought we'd start off with a story because I think even adults deserve story time. And what I want to do is start off by reading to you from The Dot, which is a book by Boston-based author Peter H. Reynolds. Art class was over, but Vashti sat glued to her chair. Her paper was empty. Vashti's teacher leaned over the blank paper. "Ah, a polar bear in a snowstorm," she said. "Very funny," said Vashti. "I just can't draw." Her teacher smiled. "Just make a mark and see where it takes you." Vashti grabbed a marker and gave the paper a good, strong jab. "There." Her teacher picked up the paper and studied it carefully. She pushed the paper toward Vashti and quietly said, "Now sign it." Vashti thought for a moment, well, maybe I can't draw, but I can sign my name. The next week, when Vashti walked into art class, she was surprised to see what was hanging above her teacher's desk. It was the little dot she had drawn, her dot, all framed in swirly gold. I can make a better dot than that. She opened her never-before-used set of watercolors and set to work. Vashti painted and painted, a red dot, a purple dot, a yellow dot, a blue dot. The blue mixed with the yellow. She discovered she could make a green dot. Vashti kept experimenting, lots of little dots in many colors. If I can make little dots, I can make big dots too. Vashti splashed her colors with a bigger brush on bigger paper to make bigger dots. Vashti even made a dot by not painting a dot. At the school art show a few weeks later, Vashti's many dots made quite a splash. Vashti noticed a little boy gazing up at her. "You're a really great artist. I wish I could draw," he said. "I bet you can," said Vashti. "Me? No, not me. I can't draw a straight line with a ruler." Vashti smiled. She handed the boy a blank sheet of paper. "Show me." The boy's pencil shook as he drew his line. Vashti stared at the boy's squiggle, and then she said, "Sign it." So we'll come back to that story a little bit later. There's a
What if I was to tell you that a game of peekaboo could change the world? Sounds impossible, right? Well, I'm here today to prove it's not. Hi, I'm Molly, and I'm Simon, and this is my little friend Ari. Say hi, Ari. Hi. Oh, and this is my neighbour, Amajot. He has to take Ari away now to get ready for our experiment. But don't worry, they'll be back. My talk today is about some powerful things you grown-ups can do that shape us as children and the adults we become. How do I know? Because my parents and people around me did them, early and often. I know not all kids are as lucky. Some of my friends, some kids at my school, and many around the world. And I would really like to help change that. Thanks to scientists, we now know just how important the first 5 years are for our health and development, especially our brains. Ari started learning long before he was even born, from inside his mummy's tummy. When Ari was born, he was tiny, and he cried all the time. He was always hungry, and he pooped a lot. Now, he laughs and giggles and makes funny noises. But those are just the changes we hear and see. There's way more going on inside. So, let's talk more about our brains. The blue bag is the rough size and weight of a healthy baby's brain at birth. The red one is a baby's brain after the first year. It almost doubles in volume. And by my age, it's almost 90% the volume of an adult brain. Our brains develop faster in our early years than at any other time in our lives. It can create up to 1 million neural connections every second. But we need your help. Our healthy development depends on these top 5 things. 1, connecting. 2, talking. 3, playing. 4, a healthy home. 5, community. All of this helps our brains and does reach our full potential. So what's something you can do that can really make a difference? Scientists call it serve and return. That's just a grown-up way of saying connect, talk, and play with us. And here's the really big news. Amajot, Ari, you ready?
Ready?
Copycat games build imagination and empathy.
And
Naming games build vocabulary and attention.
is it Daddy? Ari, Daddy, Ari.
And games like Peekaboo, yep, Peekaboo, actually build memory and trust. Each time you talk to us, play with us, make us laugh, it not only builds and strengthens our relationships and mental health, it actually teaches us some of the most important life skills. From making friends, to taking a test, to getting a job, to one day maybe even starting a family of our own. Interactions early and often matter. Take it from me, the 7-year-old up here, talking about brain science. Okay, now, let's see what happens when the connection is taken away. So now he's trying to get his dad's attention again. He's reaching out like, that was fun, why have you stopped? I know it's important for adults to use their devices sometimes, but kids are hardwired to seek out meaningful connections. Not receiving them causes confusion and stress. Okay, Amajot, please re-engage.
Sorry. Okay.
Now, what if a whole childhood was like that last 30 seconds? How hard it would be for a child to feel calm, to feel safe, to learn to trust anyone, and the lifelong impact that would have. That makes me feel sad. Ari only reacted the way he did and recovered so quickly because the connection between him and his dad is usually so strong. The positive relationships with the grown-ups in our lives gives kids the confidence we need to try new things, to explore, and be a kid. So please try and remember, the most special period for our development is the first 5 years, starting from inside Mummy's tummy. What's something really impactful you can do? Serve and return. And when? Early and often. Please give it up for Amajot and Ari. together is an opportunity to connect, talk, and play. Imagine the difference we could make if everyone everywhere did this. To us, to children, it's so much more than just a game. It's our future. Thank you. See? Peekaboo really can change the world.
I hope that you found these videos very useful in understanding how children love to copy whatever they observe, and especially how they love to copy the parents. Parents are the superheroes of the children. They love to copy everything the parents are doing. You might have seen little girls trying to wear the high heels of the mom. They would like to copy everything they see you doing. So you have to be the role models. And who is your role model? Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam is supposed to be the role model for every Muslim. So you have to be well versed in Seerah. You have to know Seerah inside out so that you can demonstrate it for your child. When I mention Seerah, it is very important to remember the extreme high level of morality and akhlaq that the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ demonstrated for us. The most crucial time when we have to remember the lessons of Seerah about good morality is when we have a conflict. And trust me, that is the time when we least bother about it. Get in the habit of this. Whenever you're faced with a problem or a conflict, pause and ponder. Ask yourself this question: am I going to allow this conflict become a reason for me to go in hell? Or am I going to take it as an opportunity to earn Jannah? When we study the Seerah, we find out how the Sahaba were often ready to jump at any opportunity to earn their akhirah. Remember the story of the Sahabi who gave his garden of 600 trees at the request of an orphan, and he only wanted one tree. Always remember ihsan in your dealings, even if it's a conflict. In this module, we are also going to talk about conflicted families. So you were married and it did not have the desired outcome of happily ever after. No problem. It is not as big a deal as your parents or relatives may make you feel that it is, out of their ignorance, insolence, and injustice. It is not like you lost Jannah and ended up in hell. Actually, nothing is lost till we know who the biggest loser is on the Day of Judgment. But you should be wise and worry about your grave. So if you had a marriage, and if you had a child or children in that marriage, be kind. Losing a marriage is not that big a deal. It happens. It is normal. In fact, Prophet Muhammad ﷺ married Hazrat Zaid with Hazrat Zainab. Hazrat Zainab was the cousin of the Prophet ﷺ, and Hazrat Zaid was his adopted son. And Hazrat Muhammad ﷺ was the counselor who counseled them to not get divorced. But still it happened. And Hazrat Zainab got married to the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, and Allah mentions in high praise the name of Hazrat Zaid. So it can happen to the best of people. It's okay. But what if you had children together? What will you do? Be compassionate. Have taqwa. Even if you have to force yourself to be good, be your best. Do it. Do not make your child or your children hate the other parent. Please don't do that. Do not make the child hate the other parent. That is absolutely disgusting if you ever do it unnecessarily. There are cases, there are exceptions when the parents can be harmful, when they threaten you to kidnap the children or take them away. Unless and until such a thing happens, do not threaten the child. Don't create a negative impression in the heart and mind of the child against the other parent unnecessarily. Please don't do that. Please do not do that. It won't help you in any way. In fact, you are just ruining your own akhirah with your own hands. We often observe that a blind person might have an extra sensitive sense of smell or hearing. Similarly, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala compensates for everything, every deficiency that we have. Do not feel alone. Do not feel desperate. Do not feel frustrated. If you are a single parent, just assess how much time you're spending on the screen, be mindful, and give extra time, quality time to your child. Create a strong, loving bond with your child. And even if sometimes, while in a relationship, when you're not even single, we often find that the only person who is making an effort for the upbringing of the child is one parent, while the other parent is being aloof. Even in such situations, don't lose hope. Keep working, keep struggling. You're working for your own grave, and you're working for the sake of Allah. Be mindful of that. You're not working for a gold medal, you're working for Allah's pleasure. Let that be your biggest motivation.